Hi everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you are returning, how are you? Today's message is coming through me from Archangel Michael, and it's a back to basics message that I have been receiving a lot of questions about, so I felt the need to do this. It is on protecting your energy and clearing and releasing when you need to. So if you're listening to this message and this is a new topic for you, I welcome you and I invite you to open your mind if this is something that you have never heard of, or possibly you're not really sure that you believe, or you are skeptical. And of course, if this is not something that's for you, just continue on. You don't need to listen any further. But if you are an empath, or you are someone that is feeling the energy when you enter a room, or you're just feeling the energy in the collective right now, the external, I hope that you will stay and listen, because it is so important to be cleansing your energy field, at least on a weekly basis. So there's many ways to be doing this, and the first thing I would like for you to do is just consider whether you are an empath that feels energy or senses energy or has a knowing. I want you to just consider the fact that you are energy. Everything is energy. And so when there are moments when energy is heavy, you might actually absorb it. If you walk into a store and you bump into another human, even someone you don't know, when your bodies touch, you absorb their energy in a sense. Because we are not just the physical body, but around us is our aura. And so when you're bumping into somebody, your auras are definitely getting commingled because they're outside of the physical body and in the energy field. And so that's why it's truly important for you to keep space, of course, personal space, but it's also important for you to notice when you have this sense of heaviness around you, that it's time to do a clearing. Now, you could do many different things in order to clear, and one way you might be familiar with is sage. Taking a sage stick, or I like to break it up and put it in a glass or a ceramic bowl, and go around you and sage yourself. And then you might like to also sage your space, whatever spaces you are in during the day. Because if everything is energy, sometimes energy gets stuck. Now also, if you feel some tenseness in the body, or you actually are going through a dis-ease or an illness, that means that the energy is stuck somewhere and it's not flowing. Our energy is supposed to flow through us, come through us and out of us. And that includes all kinds of feelings and emotions, from anger to anxiety to scaredness to fear to disappointment to joy and to happiness. All of these, love and compassion, all of these energies that are around us and come through us are meant to flow through the entire chakra system and the body to release out of us. But sometimes, let's take an example. If you are with a person and they hurt your heart, and you go home, and even if it's a small thing, and you go home but you're still thinking, ruminating about what happened that hurt your heart, the energy could get stuck in the heart chakra. And that's how energy can simply get stuck. And so it's really important, if you, let's continue that example, if you have something like that happen to you, take a moment to breathe, to sit quietly with yourself, to pause, to breathe, to feel what you're feeling, maybe to journal out how it made you feel. Maybe if it really upset you, maybe writing a letter to that person that you're never going to give them, but you're writing it out how you really feel, And then you're thanking them for the lesson that you might have learned through the experience, if you want to get to that point. And then you're getting rid of that letter, you're burning it, or you're throwing it away, or you're immersing it in water. It's releasing the energy out of that heart chakra, and it's allowing it to go through you. But by you doing those steps, you allow the energy to flow and release. Because of the energy that's out in the external world right now being so erratic and chaotic and heavy, it is very important to maintain spiritual health. And when I say that, what I mean is making sure that you are becoming aware of how you're feeling and where your energy is at. Noticing when your energetic battery is low. That's a sign to not really put yourself around a lot of people, and it's a sign to take a pause and a rest so you could recharge, so before you go back out into the world again, or around family or around friends. So those are things and ways in which to release. Getting outside in nature when you're feeling a heaviness of energy is a great thing to do. You just go outside, breathing in the air. If you want, you can connect with the fairy elemental energy, which is out in nature. You might want to be with an animal. If you have a very special animal in your house or in your life and you want to connect, or let's say you live by a horse farm and you want to go by the horses because they have very, very healing energy. So we said journaling, we said allowing yourself to pause and rest, recharge your battery, releasing. Taking an Epsom salt bath can help, and dry brushing, whether using a dry brush or simply taking your hands and imagine yourself going through the body and really brushing away any energy based on where it sits in your body. It might sit probably in the shoulders and the neck, but it might sit in your belly because it might upset you in the solar plexus because of what might occur, or it might feel so heavy that you're giving your power away to it. So it really depends on you and how you experience it. But regardless, if you are someone that notices those times when you feel that heaviness, that is a lot of energy that needs to be released. Going to the beach, putting your feet on the sand, or going outside in nature and putting your feet on the grass are other ways. Gardening is another way, because you're really getting yourself in the dirt and really connecting to the earth. But because you are someone that feels energy and you've continued with this message up until this point, you are an empath. And you are most likely going through a very expansive process right now through the ascension of our collective. So because of that, you're raising your vibration. You're raising the energy field that you carry. You're bringing in more light into your energy field, and you're ridding yourself of the dense, heavy energy that might get stuck that we just talked about. So you really need to make time to clear it. And it's really important to really make time daily to sit quietly and potentially meditate and try to connect to your breath. It doesn't have to be that you connect to God or the angels or your guardian angels or your spirit guides, but how about just simply connecting to your breath? Putting your hands on your heart and just connecting, inhaling and exhaling. See, that's a flow also. And so most importantly, what you want to maintain is this sense of flow, that the energy is flowing through you. And that can be very releasing, relaxing, and healing. And then again, when you feel heavy, saging is a great idea. I say, especially now in the world, once a week. And if you can't use the smoky sage, get a sage spray. And just imagine that spray is cleansing you. And how long can that possibly take? 2 minutes, 5 minutes? So it's important. Now the second part of this is you want to always clear first, okay? The second part of it, so let's go review. They're telling me to review with you. So to review, we don't want to get crazy. but we want to clear our energy, okay? So we want to sage, whether it's a spray or the actual sage, journal when necessary. It's not something you have to do all the time, but sometimes something might be so heavy that you want to write about it. Writing the letter, the release letter, to release it out of your energy field. Getting yourself outside, getting fresh air, stretching, nature, connecting with the earth, the beach, connecting with the water and the sand, gardening, connecting with the earth, and breathing, connecting with the breath, just allowing yourself to breathe in and breathe out and reconnect with yourself, putting your hand on your heart and just reconnecting. And the final thing is just putting on simple Hertz music. Hertz frequency music, like 528 Hertz is the love frequency, but you can find one that resonates with you in the moment, and just sitting quietly, resting, maybe closing your eyes and just letting the music clear your energy, okay? So those are the things that you want to do when you're feeling that heaviness. And you may not feel that way every day, but you may have times when you need to clear. And so when you're feeling the heaviness, don't ignore it. Figure out which one works for you in that moment and clear yourself as best as you can. The second part of it is once you do the clearing, you want to protect your energy. And how I protect my energy is I call in Archangel Michael, who is our angelic archangel bodyguard. And you can call upon him all day, every day. He does not mind. And ask him to protect your energy. Ask him to put a blue light, his electric blue light, around you in a bubble of protection. And ask him to protect whatever you want, your house, your family, your car, wherever, whatever you want him to protect, but mainly yourself, and protect your energy. What I've also been doing on top of that is calling in the armor of God and asking for that to be put around me. And then I'm calling in the rainbow light. And that I've been doing recently. It's a next level that really calls upon not just Michael, but the color, each archangel has a color, and it calls in the archangel's team basically to be with you and to protect your energy. So when I'm calling in a few different things, definitely the blue light, definitely the armor of God, but sometimes you might be in a situation or be feeling like you need more, and that's when I call in the rainbow light. Okay. So that's basically it. And the reason why we came on today is because we feel it's necessary in today's time to make sure that you're cleansing and releasing and protecting. You know, sorry about that. But this happens when the energy that is not of the light wants to shut my voice. And look at what it's doing. You can't see. It's bothering me so much because I feel like somebody's tickling my throat. Came out of nowhere. So we're going to end this today, but I gave you all the information and I hope that it helps you. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to reach out and ask or write it in the comments. And if you have any other ways that you clear your energy and you protect your energy, also feel free to write it down in the comments. I wish you guys a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.